Hello and welcome to my channel GreenLion Goddess Tarot. This is your weekend reading for May the 1st through and the 2nd. And yeah, the 1st of May is the day of the year that Uranus is conjunct the sun. It happens one day of the year. So it's the day where people can be a little bit wild and unpredictable, or there can be some unpredictable and wild things happening. So if you kind of over the next couple of days feel like you might want to have a radical change of some sort, just be aware that it could be the workings of Uranus. And, you know, I would say don't get your hair cut unless you're really happy to have a crazy new haircut. Wait until Monday. If you still feel like you really want it, go for it. But I would say, yeah, it's kind of going to be an interesting energy. So let's see what's coming through. We have the Four of Wands. We have the Death card. We have the King of Cups. We have the Two of Pentacles. So this is for the whole weekend. And we have the Ten of Swords. Okay, interesting. So, and at the base we have the Five of Cups. Okay, so it does feel like there could be some kind of celebration, like family get together or something that could be happening for some of you. There will be the need, or something to do with something around the home even. There will be the need for some kind of to gain some kind of upper hand on your emotions of what's happening, because there's big changes coming and you might be feeling quite ambivalent about it. There could be a sense of loss from the past, being stuck in the past, not being able to kind of step around and step into the future as well. But ultimately this ending is coming with that Ten of Swords. Something very definitely ends. So it's kind of like you've been given a lot of warning here about this, really. A lot of this Death card is heading straight for that Ten of Swords. So even though it sounds ominous, it really, death is like that Scorpion energy. And we have the King of Cups again coming through, where it's just doing its thing. You know, the Death card is a transition. It is about transformational change. And you know, at the base of it, I feel like you're leaving one state of stability and stepping into the new, but it's kind of that transition state where you kind of in limbo almost. You almost feel like a little bit like in no man's land, where you kind of the in-between stage. So that's where I feel like this King of Cups is coming in so strong. Can feel vulnerable for some of you, but it can also be just the need that there is a lot of emotions around, but definitely need to find that stable ground. Be master of your emotions, not let them rule you. And with the Ten of Swords, it's like the Ten of Swords actually releasing a huge belief system, and a lot of it can be to do with what this change is bringing through. It could be change itself, but it can also be, you know, related to something that's in the past here with this Five of Cups, that we've been relying on something related to related to an old version of yourself. And this can be related to family as well, family ties, family belief systems, even times when things were happy. It doesn't have to be, that's why we're kind of getting, that there's a sense of loss, because you are moving from one form of stability into the unknown. So, and yeah, I mean, the Four of Wands is a really nice energy. It feels like everything's really stable. It's happy home, happy heart kind of energy, but we're moving away from that. And it's like, where are we moving to? So that's why it can kind of feel a little bit like being in no man's land. And that's why it can, people can react kind of quite differently to this. And that's why I think with that Uranus conjunct the sun, people who are feeling not particularly stable in the first place, and as you know, Uranus is like the Tower card. If something's not built on a solid foundation, it's just going to come in like and blow it out of the water. So, and that's the sense of radical change that could be coming through. But this is, the cards on the table are actually more of a looking at the bigger picture, saying there is this huge transformation that's coming through. If Uranus comes in, it's very quick, fast. It will happen on a day or two and then it's over with. But this Death card is something that's a bit longer lasting that's coming through, and it may be feeling a little bit like, how long is this going on for? Like, how long do I have to keep going? Because it's kind of like, we have land on our feet, feeling really positive, moving forward, and then we go into this transition phase again where we feel a bit like, where am I again? And then it comes back to that Taurian energy. So it's kind of coming in waves almost. So that's why, with this King of Cups, we can see the waves. He's sitting on there's a lot of waves underneath, and it really is about riding the waves that are coming with this energy that's happening at the moment. And Jupiter's also, when it's getting ready to move, it will be moving into Pisces in mid-May, but it really is starting to kind of, you always feel the presence of that transition and shift and change as well. So, yeah, it is just that sense of things could be in a state of flux, and it really is wanting to pull you into the future, but it's just, it can feel heavier. But, with the Death card, it's always the opportunity to transcend something in your life. And so that is and with the Five of Cups, it's important to know that there is that bridge to the future. And if you turn around, there are some really positive things that you're heading towards. There's still those 2 cups standing. So it really is just allowing the space for something to truly end. And I know we've been working on this. Things don't just they can just instantly end. But this is kind of like it's a process. It's a process. So, yeah, I mean, I would say it's got the opportunity to make people feel dreamy, funky, quite internal. It can be any of those things. But ultimately, yeah, it's, like I said, it's got this really positive transformation, and there is this sense of, please excuse the dogs, I think they're barking at a magpie. It is a sense of trusting, a deep sense of having to trust the process of where you're going, even if you can't see where it is that you're going at this point, but you just know you're being pulled in this direction. And that's kind of what we were saying about with the tide had turned. Yeah, the ship is moving in this direction, and with it, a lot of things, debris just starts falling off, and there's a sense of you need to trust this new way that you're being pulled now. So ultimately, it is going to come back to returning to that Four of Wands, which is finding that stability within self. And part of that is trusting. So trusting the process, trusting that you will be okay, trusting yourself. So that is the reading for the weekend. I wish I could kind of bring through more of a I mean, it is just really good that this thing is ending, because this Ten of Swords has been something that has been causing trouble, a real negative cycle, a negative impact, and it's good that it's finally finished and over. But some of you, it could be related to betrayal. There's all those sort of Piscean themes around betrayal and dishonesty and things like that from the past being let go of. It can be some of those themes. But the thing with the Ten of Swords is there's a new dawn, and the darkness is lifting, whether you're aware of that or not. And so some of you might feel exhausted. You might need to take some time out with this. And it's one of those things that your intellectual mind probably won't necessarily, you might want to make sense of it, but it's happening on kind of a deeper emotional and intuitive level. So you kind of got to feel into those spaces. So that is the energy. It's ultimately really positive because we're returning back to that Four of Wands, but we have to leave it in the first place to come back to it. So that is the energy for the weekend, and I look forward to seeing you on Monday. Bye.